Hi, my name is Terry Brown and I'm your instructor for Global Business Management Online. Welcome to this class. This is one of my favorite topics. I just recently got back from London and Ireland and I'm super excited about that. I'm also leading a trip in May to China and that will be amazing. So certainly if you're interested in doing some travel abroad, we do have those opportunities through NWTC, and if you're interested, make sure to contact me because the China trip sign up is coming up very, very soon. And I just can't wait. I've not been to that part of the world, and I'm really excited to be able to see it. In your course shell, you will see the syllabus area. Make sure to go out there and look at it. There's a ton of things out here. First of all, your syllabus is out there with your due dates. It's a 15-week class. You have all semester to get your work done. The syllabus is out there, your syllabus review is there. There's a participation pass and an assignment pass. Those are both to be used if, for example, you fall behind and can't get an assignment in during a week. You have a week to submit your discussion or a week to submit your assignment, but it's just one and it's giving you a week to get it in for full points. If you don't use those, you get 5 points for each of those throughout the semester, and that will be an extra 10 bonus points at the end of the semester. If for some reason something major happens, that's what their request for consideration is. I've had students with all sorts of issues throughout the semester, whether it be an organ transplant or a family member dies. I am completely understanding of those situations. That's what the request for compelling circumstances is about. We'll definitely make some arrangements for you. It's an online class, which makes it a lot easier to be adapting to many conflicts that we might have in our life, so that's probably why you signed up, but still sometimes we're not physically able to do something, and that's what that's for. There's a couple of tools for you in this class when you're working on your final project. Passport is one of those tools. Culturegrams is awesome. It has more than 200 countries listed for your review and information. There's a global guide for international etiquette. Global Edge has a ton of information in its reference desk. That is a great place to go. The Currency Converter, this is one of many out there for you. And so that's just a host of different tools to help you with this class. Each week there is a chapter assigned, and they run very similar, so you'll get into a rhythm of this. So if I go into chapter 1, Globalizing Business, it's an introduction to global business. It's due on February 2nd by 11:59. It includes a discussion board, your quiz, and a journal. There's information here about the chapter that you have to read. There's a fun quiz on how well do you know your countries, which is harder than I think we all think. I've got a number of TED Talks in here which are very valuable. And then the PowerPoint for the chapter, the quiz, which are generally 10 questions, and the journal, which is about a page I would like to see on the journal on your thoughts, and then a discussion board. So I want you to respond to each question. Hopefully you get your questions in by Friday. That's what I'm going to ask you to do. So your first post for your discussion is posted by Friday. This enables your classmates to be able to respond to you. And then you can respond to the next 2 people by Monday by 11:59. A lot of people ask me, well, how come you don't participate in discussions? I had, but I discussed with 3 people because there are 3 people in the class that work ahead and early, and those are the people that I'm able to discuss with. It doesn't make sense to have a discussion with somebody at 11:59 on Monday night because you're not probably going to go back in to see what I reported on. So it becomes difficult, so I tend to just respond in your feedback for your discussion board because it's been very difficult. So if we get better at it, I will be in that discussion board, but I get a little disappointed when people wait until the last minute on those. I will ask that you not work ahead in your discussions. If for some reason you're going to be gone and you just have to post something real quick because you don't want to forget, I don't have an issue with that, but I don't want you to do all 14 weeks on week 1 so that you can say, hey, I got that done. Discussion boards, it's a class that's a 15-week class. We're going to be working throughout those 15 weeks, and I'd like you to stay with us on those discussion boards. So that's the discussion board. The quiz is actually very easy. Each question is worth 1 point. It's not timed. You can use your textbook, so that makes it easy. It is random questions though, so you may not get the same questions as somebody next to you. I am just looking right now to see what I have this set for. You do get multiple attempts, so you can take it more than once before the due date. So if you don't like your grade, you can take it again. It'll take the highest grade. So it is about as easy as it can be to get those quizzes in, so that should not be difficult for you. So really it's a matter of focusing on the journal, the quiz, and your discussion board each week for the most part. There are a couple of additional assignments in here, and I will create a video specifically for the currency assignment, so that'll come later. But I do want to tell you about the CATs. The CATs are classroom assessments. That helps me get feedback on what you think about the class and what we can do to improve it. So there's 2 of those. If you have an immediate suggestion, get it out to me right away. Don't wait until the end. You don't have to do that. And then the final main assignment is your business plan. So you're going to do some research on a country based on some of those resources that I provided you before. I think there's links in the business plan as well. So you're going to research the political aspect of the country. You're going to research the legal aspect of the country, the cultural aspect of the country. You're going to write about 3 to 4 pages on those items, legal, political, and economic system and the culture, and then 1 to 2 pages on your recommendations for entering the country. How would you enter the country? What steps would you take as a business? You're being asked by another business to do some research on this. I would like a title page that does not count in the 6-page minimum. And name, date, etc. I'd also like a page with your thoughts and learnings at the end. That is not a paragraph, it is a page. So make sure that you detail out what you learned from the assignment. It's okay if you pick a country and you want to bring a business to this country and you realize that it probably isn't going to work after you do your research. Don't start over. That's okay. That's the point of learning in this class. So stay with that country, stay with your learnings, and then share that at the end and say, you know, I didn't think that this would really be great to do because of this, and this is what I learned, and this is why. So that might actually even make it better for you. But the rubric is attached as well, and you can go ahead and submit that. So that's the paper. There's lots of resources. If you get your paper done early, you can also take it into the writing lab and they'll proofread it for you, which is totally cool. So I would highly encourage you not to wait till the last minute, but some of you will. But if you don't, you will likely get a much better grade if you have that opportunity to do that. The last item will be a final exam. That's not available to you yet. That will be available the last 2 weeks of class. You get 2 weeks to do the final exam. The final exam is 10 questions, 1 per chapter, so 10 of the 14 chapters in the textbook. It's essay. You can use your book. If you do 1 question a day, it should not take too long for you to do, and that will be available the last 2 weeks of class for you to finish. So that is it for the information on the class, and I will submit an additional video for the currency assignment to explain that in further detail. Have a great day.